Alright, welcome back everybody, hope you're doing well. Today we're talking about appearances. So pretty much I'm going to start off with kind of a relation to a SpongeBob episode, and then sort of like connect it to real life society as well. It might be really cheesy, but I don't know, watch it anyways. So you guys probably know that infamous episode from SpongeBob, where he screams out of the top of his pineapple home, "I'm ugly and I'm proud." I don't really have the same power in my voice, but I'm sure you've seen the clip. Pretty much it's become like a huge meme on the internet now, but the significance of the message is often missed. Obviously on the surface it's like, hey, you are who you are, you may think you're ugly, but it might be something else, but you're not actually. You know, your beauty is from within, and be proud of yourself, right? So I just wanted to talk about this episode a bit because I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it does have a lot of significance to real life as well. So in this episode, SpongeBob pretty much has an ice cream sundae for breakfast, except that instead of ice cream, he uses like fruits, cherries, onions, ketchup, and like a dead peanut plant, and he like mixes it all together, making like this monster of a sundae. And after eating this abomination, he has halitosis, right? His breath smells really, really bad. So pretty much when he starts seeing people, the people of the town just start running away from him, because whenever he opens his mouth and he says hi, the breath comes out, and then the smell is like so bad that people run away from it. It's like super exaggerated, but it is SpongeBob, right? So after seeing this, SpongeBob is like super confused, like, why is everybody running away from me? So there's no Google in SpongeBob, so he asks the next best person, which is obviously his best friend Patrick. Just the oracle of information there. So he asks Patrick, like, hey, what's wrong with me? Why are people running away from me? Now the reason Patrick doesn't run away from SpongeBob is because Patrick doesn't even have a nose, right? So he couldn't even tell that SpongeBob smelled bad. So Patrick obviously comes to the very logical conclusion that SpongeBob is super ugly. Now when you watch the episode, it's obviously really stupid, like, okay, they just smell bad, why does he come to a conclusion that he's ugly? But it kind of relates to like the thoughts inside our own mind as well, because there's a really funny thing that us humans do, is that we blow up problems in our head like to unimaginable proportions, and stuff is usually way darker and scarier inside our own mind than it actually is IRL. Also, after surfing through Instagram for like 5 minutes, people come to the conclusion that, hey, I'm actually really ugly and I look nothing like these people, and then your mind just kind of builds on that and keeps like putting you down because, I don't know, our conscience just sucks. So honestly, like, despite how ridiculous the premise of the episode seems, it is equally ridiculous. Like, you might be thinking you're like super ugly in your head, and like you maybe not just ugliness, like certain qualities you have, you might think that people won't want them or whatever, but when somebody looks from the outside, like from a different perspective that's not in your own head, which is so much like sabotaging yourself, right? People will legit be like, what are you worried about? Literally, like, nothing, you're fine, dude. That's why it's so healthy to like talk about your problems and actually like communicate to people. I'm not talking about therapy, just, maybe therapy, or like literally just, talking to friends and family and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get back to the episode. So there's another meme that comes from this episode, which is like super, super funny. This is one of my favorites. Pretty much SpongeBob stays home because he doesn't want people to run away from him, right? Every time he goes outside, people just run away. So then Patrick sits SpongeBob down on a chair, and then he tells him a story about the ugly barnacle. This story is like meant to cheer SpongeBob up, but then the entire story is, there was once an ugly barnacle who was so ugly that everyone died. So yeah, that was just a really helpful story, and it was definitely one of the funniest moments in the entire show, because it's like just completely insensitive. Like, that's why everybody loves Patrick, right? He doesn't care about what people think. And SpongeBob is like sulking real bad. He's like, okay, why is everyone running away from me? Why does everyone hate me? So Patrick is getting sick of this. He's like, why are you beating yourself up? So he tells him to take pride in his ugliness, right? He pretty much tells him to embrace it and, go outside in the world. You don't need to lock yourself up away, right? Now, obviously, the message of the episode is not that you're actually ugly, okay? The message of the episode is that own whatever you have, whatever qualities, whatever materials, whatever things you've been given, and, it may not actually be ugly. You might just be thinking it is. And even if it is, okay, by societal standards, suppose it is. Suppose you were just born with like half your face torn off, right? You can't do anything about it, so embrace it, There's no point in beating yourself up over things that you can't change, right? So pretty much SpongeBob and Patrick go to watch a movie in a cinema, right? To cheer SpongeBob up. But then everybody seated in the cinema runs away. And then Patrick is like super mad because he's like although he is a bonehead, right? He's dumb, but he is still like one of the most caring friends that you can have. And throughout the show, you can see that he really cares deeply about SpongeBob. So pretty much Patrick gets really mad at everyone. He's like, okay, everyone in the cinema, look at him right now. Is he really that ugly? He just forces people to stare at his face, saying, look at it, look at it, look at it. I want all of you to look at it. Now, no matter who he shows it to, everybody has a nose, so they all run away after they smell his breath. So now both of them are really sad, but they need to use the toilet, so they go to the washroom, and then Patrick gets hungry, right? But then there's nothing to eat. So somehow SpongeBob was storing some of his disgusting sundae in his pocket. So he takes it out and gives it to Patrick as well. So Patrick eats the sundae as well, and then he asks some guy for soap in the washroom, but then he runs away as well. So people start running away from Patrick as well. And Patrick, being the genius that he is, says, I caught the ugly from SpongeBob. Because obviously ugly is a transferable disease. Now SpongeBob actually has a nose, so he smells Patrick's breath and he says, hey, you're not actually ugly, you just kind of smell bad. So after they come to this epic realization, they shout to the skies that, oh my god, we stink, this is so awesome, we're not actually ugly, we stink. So they tell everybody that they stink, they tell Squidward that they stink, and they're super happy that they're not actually ugly, and the episode ends. Okay, so moral of the story, it's kind of a hard one to reason out, but you're only really ugly if you think you are. Like, the entire world may consider you as a typically ugly person, right? If we polled 1,000 people, they might say, okay, this person is ugly. But it only becomes reality when you yourself think you're ugly. I know it sounds stupid, but it actually does make sense. If you have the confidence inside yourself, you can outshine any conventionally attractive person with whatever compensation you might possibly have, whether it be a skill of some sort or anything. Because like looking physically good or having like these perfect features is not something you need to have all day or every day. Also, it's kind of a pain to maintain anyways. It's not like beautiful people don't have any problems or anything. Like your life is not gonna get fixed if you look good. Like sure, it might fix some immediate problems. It's the same as fame and money, right? Maybe you'll get a girlfriend, but now you kind of know she's in it for the looks or whatever, and doesn't, I don't know, love you as a person. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh yeah, being ugly is better than being beautiful. Like obviously not. But honestly, like I would genuinely rather be ugly, and hear me out here, okay? There are some perks to this. People leave you alone. That's probably the only perk we have. Like I don't think anyone has ever approached me in my life ever, bro, and I like it that way. Like nobody like people look at you less, or nobody just pays any attention to anything you do because all eyes are focused on the pretty person, right? That way I can get away with so much more stuff. Okay, I can just not have the pressure of people looking at me. Like honestly, like I can't imagine being like the pretty girl in class, like everybody just looking at you, bro. I would get the heck out of there. Like I prefer being ugly. I like being like invisible, so I can just skip class easier and stuff like that. And okay, if we did an evaluation, yeah, okay, being good looking is probably vastly better. Like, it's the little things that add up, it's just kind of built into our system. People talk to you more, you're considered more social when actually people just don't like talking to ugly people or approaching them at all, and just call them introverts when there's no, like, attempt made to even, like, talk to them. You might even get hired because of your looks. You might get a job because of it. You might start an OnlyFans and have your entire life just made because of your looks. But honestly, who cares? Is what it is. That's how it is. Right? Don't get mad at things that you can't change. If you start thinking like that, you can literally get mad at everything. The day you were born, being like, okay, if I was born into a rich and more loving family, like, you can think about 100 things like that. It's classic philosophy. Don't get mad at things you can't change. Stoicism, Now forgive me for I'm going to say something really cheesy, okay? It's not you who are ugly, but society who is ugly, okay? Yeah, I said it. Listen, like, nobody is really, like, born ugly or like unlovable, right? It's pretty much just societal standards. Like, people treat attractive people so much better than who aren't like conventionally pretty. I mean, we've all seen it in our lives. And I know all these people might be like, oh no, I treat everyone the same. Like, okay, it's so incredibly obvious when like you examine people's interactions, it's completely like unintentional. We don't even think about it, but it just happens, you know? I mean, all you gotta do is just look out into the world, right? Hollywood, right? Just filled with all these perfect kind of people, all these super good looking influencers and stuff, actors, musicians, just always looking perfect. It is really hard to look at yourself and go like, wow, I'm just worthless. But it's okay, I'm here to tell you that's not the case, okay? If I can give any bit of advice from this video, is that follow people that inspire you and make you happy, and not people that look good, okay? And a lot of people might be like, oh, I don't follow people just because they look good. Don't give me that BS. These damn K-pop fans, right? Okay, the music is good, but there's also another, oh my god, so hot. Like, stop. Society values good looks so much, it's really like disgusting from an outside perspective. Like, if an alien came to Earth and saw like what was going on here, he'd just be like, bruh, I'm out. Fellas, in conclusion, okay, regardless of where you came from, who you are, or how you look, please love yourself, okay? You deserve it. You deserve to be treated way better than you treat yourself, okay? Stop comparing yourself to people. Focus on yourself, okay? Alright, boys and girls, that's about it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to smash the like button if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. To all my ugly homies out there, I feel ya. Okay, bye-bye.